two, three. Listen.
Fresh, doing something you haven't heard before.
Hey everybody, welcome to Wednesday Night Live, you cool cats and kittens. It is me, Justin. I'm excited to hang out with you tonight on the show this lovely April 15th. I've been loving the sunshine. I hope you all have as well. But yeah, I'm excited to hang out tonight. I have a few exciting things for us. 2 special guests, not 1, but 2, which I'm excited for. But before we begin, I have a new thing that I thought might be fun to do, and I'm going to call it the Real Meme Reel. And a few of you submitted memes, and now you know, maybe you didn't know, throughout the week, send your favorite memes to me, and they might get highlighted at the beginning of the show. So we have the Real Meme Reel. Here it comes, some of this week's best memes. This one first. When I lose my phone in the house and I know it's on silent mode. Oh, I hate that feeling. Luckily, I have my nifty nifty watch, which tells me where my phone is now. But my wife is actually the worst at this. Love you, babe. This one, okay, you might not be able to read this one, but it's this guy holding a dog. Everyone loving the trees for producing oxygen. And then it shows phytoplankton. Phytoplankton producing oxygen. Phytoplankton literally producing the vast amount of Earth's oxygen. Why doesn't phytoplankton get enough love? Also, I love this one just because it's pretty intellectual, clever. This one actually is one of my favorites. How I looked first Zoom youth group night. How I look on the 9th Zoom youth group. I have not really been putting on deodorant or doing my hair. I've just been a hot mess. So if this is you, let us know in the comments. Oh, this one was a good Easter one. I love this one. That's Jesus, if you can't tell. So then I was all like, Mom, chill out. I'll be back in like 3 days, tops. Oh. Also, Jesus didn't look like that. But anyways, that was the Real Meme Reel for this week. I hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget, if you had a birthday in this last week, so today to last Thursday, in that span, let us know in the comments, and we'll, at the end of the night after the message, be spinning the birthday wheel. Also, don't forget, we always have Zoom call afterwards, doing small groups where we can discuss the message, hang out, sometimes play a little game, but just connecting. It's a great time for us to connect in this weird time. Also, we have our prize giveaway this week. Every week we love to give away prizes, and I got some new prizes this week, which I'm excited to tell you about later. But here's how you can win this week. Last week I told you to pay attention during the message because you would be having to say something and remember it this week. So here's what it is. The first person to answer this question in the comments wins a prize that I'll give away at the end of the night, so don't be alarmed if I don't call you out right away, okay? So here's the question. Get ready. Remember, like, slow mode's on, so you need to, like 10 seconds before you can do another comment. Okay, here it comes. Last week, I read a verse that I didn't ask y'all to look up in your Bibles. The first person to type out the correct reference wins a prize. The verse that I did not ask you to open your Bibles to. Put that in the comments, whichever direction they are. I think they're this way, that way, this way, wherever they are. Possibly. That way. Anyways, while I do that, I'm going to get while you do that, I'm going to get our first special guest, whoopsies, on here on the line. I hope that she is ready. Last week, our good friend Emily Rhodes won. Call her. All right, here we go. I think it's going to work. Hey, Emily. Welcome to Wednesday Night Live. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Good. I know you're probably going to see like the corner of my face, but I want to, you're on the screen, so I'm watching you. How are you doing tonight?
I'm pretty good.
You're pretty good? What's something that you've been doing with your time during quarantine? Anything exciting or nothing at all?
I've been doing a lot of
You've been doing a lot of what? Say that again?
School.
That's kind of lame. I'm sorry. But that's okay.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Here, we are going to play a game, okay? And this game is called 6-Second Summary. You should have received in a text a list of 5 different Disney movies, and you had no idea what that list was for, but I'm about to tell you. So here's how this is going to work. We will alternate, and we are trying to get the other person to guess. And we will collectively try and win this game, okay? So it's a team game. We're working together here. And I don't know what your list is. You don't know what my list is. I had Scott send us these lists. And you have 6 seconds to describe the movie. And you can't say any names of the characters in the movie or anything from the title of the movie. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so and I will cut you off at 6 seconds. I've got my watch. I am ready. You have to go as fast as you can, okay? So I will go first. And how this will work is they're listed 1 through 5. Maybe. Oh, here we go. All right, here's my list. So you give me a number between 1 through 5, and then I will have 6 seconds to describe it to you. Let's see if I can do this.
Okay. 3.
3. Okay, they're in the jungle, and there's a guy and a girl and lots of monkeys, and they fall in love, and that's it.
Okay.
You have to guess what movie it is.
I do?
Yeah, you guess it now. What?
Tarzan?
Yeah, it's Tarzan. Nice, good job. We got a point. You're pretty awesome. All right, so now you will describe I'll describe the movie, and you're gonna guess. All right?
Okay.
Or wait, no, you're gonna describe, and I'm gonna guess. There we go. I'll get it right eventually. All right, so I'll give you a number, and you describe that movie. Ready?
Yes.
All right. 2.
Dear dead mom, Bunny.
Bambi.
Scott. Yes.
Boom. That was very, very precise. Good job. Good job. And you got it in 5 seconds. All right. 2 points. We're doing a really good job. All right. You give me a number and I will describe it.
5.
Okay. You can't lie in this movie, and there's a cricket and magic.
Is it Pinocchio?
Yeah. Yeah, it exactly is Pinocchio, but that was terrible. Sorry. Okay. All right. We're doing excellent. By the way, play this game with somebody at home later this week. It's a wonderful game. Okay. So now it is your turn to describe. I'll give you a number. Ready? 5.
Oh gosh. C.
Time's up.
I'm sorry. I didn't know how to do the word. Sorry.
You said I'll say Avengers Endgame.
No.
No, what was it?
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh. Yeah, you can't say pirates.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, so that's our first loss. All right, let's try one more round. I'll just so you give me a number and I will describe the movie.
Did I have you do 4 already?
No. Ready, go. Okay, so there's this evil lady and they are yeah, it's what Disney movie is that?
Cinderella?
No! It was Maleficent.
Oh.
I don't know. That was a hard one. Do you want to do one more? We got time for one more. Okay. Let me get my watch ready. All right. Give me number 1.
Arabian Nights, monkey, carpet, lamp, genie.
Oh, Aladdin. Yeah, very good. Awesome. Well, that was fun. We did excellent. I hope that's an idea for you all to play at home. Emily, you're awesome. Thank you for being our very first special guest on Wednesday Night Live. I hope there are more in the future. Thanks for joining us. Have a great day. We'll see you later in the Zoom call, hopefully. Cool. Bye.
Bye.
All right, we are going to go to a little video. We're starting a new series this week, and Scott will be doing that later in the show in just a few minutes. But here's a little video introducing our next series.
Hey everyone, it's great to be with you for another Wednesday Night Live. We don't know how long we're going to keep meeting like this, but one thing we do know is
All right. Hey, James. How you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Everybody, I want to introduce to you our second special guest. This is James Pomeroy. He is joining us tonight because he is our very first RTI practicum student. So if you guys didn't know, at our church, we have this cool ministry school that's going on. And Scott's part of the one down in Salem, but we just started this one up this year. And James is part of the first cohort. And with this quarter, he gets to hang out with the middle school group. He was going to be in person, but as we all know, that didn't quite turn out that way, did it?
No,
No.
not this time.
Not this time. So I wanted to bring him on the show to introduce him to you all. And so we're just going to get to know you a little bit, James. He has no idea what questions I'm going to ask him.
No clue.
No clue. So James, this is a pretty easy one. What is your favorite color?
Blue.
Blue? Awesome. I just noticed that you are drinking not one but two, but do you have 3 different beverages right there? Oh, four different beverages right now? 5? Wow.
5.
You are an impressive human being. My bladder is far too small for 5 different beverages. All right, so Blue, here's another question, maybe a little bit off the wall. I want you to think about when you get ready in the morning. Do you put on your socks first or your pants first?
A t-shirt. Socks are last.
Socks are last. Okay. I like how you just didn't even answer the question. You're like, no, t-shirt. T-shirt always first. I like that. You have kids, right? Tell us a little bit about your kids. Who are they? How old are they?
I have 3 boys, ages 10, 6, and 4.
Nice. What are their names?
Jameson, Brayton, and Grayson.
Sweet. That's pretty fun. You there's the 5th drink. I love it. It's like a mystery. What's he gonna be drinking this time? Next time you're on the show, you should have like 10 different drinks. Like what's he doing? As you've had your kids at home, has it been a little bit crazy for you, or how's it been?
It's been normal.
Oh.
I would say. We homeschool, and I'm still working, so not much has changed. Besides, we haven't been able to get out and about doing much.
Yeah, makes sense. Cool, cool. Here's another question for you. Crumple or fold?
Definitely fold.
Definitely fold. Nice. I'm kind of a mix in between. When I do my laundry, I usually crumple it on the ground first, and then I fold it after like a week. That's usually.
Oh, I thought we were talking about something else.
Oh, okay. Oh, come on, James. You're so gross. You're so gross. I'm just kidding. I'm the gross one. Let's be honest. Okay, I'm going to ask you a few different questions, rapid fire. Okay, and what I want you to do is answer them. It'll just be two options, and you have to answer which one you choose in the moment as fast as you can. All right?
Sounds good.
Okay. So, ice cream or cake?
Ice cream.
Yum. Coke or Pepsi?
Coke.
Nice. Add that to one of your 7 drinks. Work from home or work from work?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I don't know. You got me there.
You gotta pick. You gotta pick one.
I'll go to work.
To work. Work from work. Baseball or basketball?
Baseball.
Baseball. A pound of feathers or a pound of bricks?
Both are a pound.
I know, obviously. Be a dragon or own a dragon?
Oh, definitely own a dragon.
Oh, nice. That'd be pretty cool. Sweet. Last question for you. This is not either or. This is completely different. Thank you for doing those rapid fire questions. The last one is a classic. If you are a middle schooler, you know what this last question is, because whenever we get a new volunteer, we always ask this one. What is your dance move of choice?
Definitely the floss.
The floss?
Yeah.
I really think we need a demonstration. If it were live, you would be in front of everybody. Let's see your best floss, James. Can you stand
I don't
up?
know if I can do that. I'm pretty slow at it.
We're okay. We're okay if it's even a little bit slow.
Man, okay.
Yes. Oh, that is beautiful. Oh, James, you're my favorite. Thanks, man. Well, thank you for being on the show. It was great getting to know you, and I'm excited for you to be part of what we're doing here and what God's doing here. If you are a middle school guy, you maybe met James last week. We'll be seeing him more on Wednesday Night Live in the future, but he will be in the Zoom calls every week, so get to know him, and he'd love to get to know you as well. So thanks again, James, for joining the show. I'll see you later, Katie.
All right.
Peace. Oh, maybe. Oh, there we go. Excellent. Well, I have one last thing that I want to do with you all is I want to give you, I know a lot of you, there's like spring break was weird, but a lot of you have started school or like kept doing school. But I believe most of us are doing online school. Love to hear your opinions on online school in the comments. But I want to give you these top 7 ways you can succeed in online school, okay? Top 7 ways. Number 7, do yard work for PE. Yeah, pretty simple, Kill 2 birds with 1 stone or 2 stones with 1 bird, depending on who you are. Number 6, make a sign that says this. Actually, that's probably a bad idea. Don't do that. Just kidding. Number 5, number 5 way that you can succeed at online school, puppy cuddles during homework. If you don't have a puppy, cuddle your fish or your pet rock. And then send me a picture. I'd love it. Number 4, multitask. Go to online school in the bathroom. You can thank Bill Basher for that one. Number 3, rock Zoom meeting backgrounds like there is no tomorrow. Just Google like best funny Zoom backgrounds. It's great. Do it. You won't regret it. Number 2, when you miss class, use the excuse. My computer has a virus and I'm social distancing from it. I don't know. Might work. Might not. Lastly, the number 1 way to succeed at online school is ask a homeschooler how they have done it all of these years. Because the beautiful thing about right now, and I can say this because I myself was a home taught, We are all home tots now. It is a beautiful thing. Welcome, homeschooling. Ask a homeschooler how they have survived all these years, and they'd love to give you some great advice. Thanks for joining us, everybody. What we're going to do now is shift gears. Remember, during our message time, we ask, it's totally cool if you interact on the chat, but we ask always that we be respectful during the chat time on the chats. But during the message, if you could just maybe focus on the message, maybe if you want to respond to the message in the chat, that's fine. But let's just focus in on what Scott has to say as we begin our new series, Now and Later. So we're going to take it away to Scott right now.
Hey everyone, it's great to be with you for another Wednesday Night Live. We don't know how long we're going to keep meeting like this, but one thing we do know is we made a choice to meet over Zoom and on YouTube, over the internet, because we felt it was the best way to stay connected. But we also understood that the choices we make now during COVID-19 will affect life after COVID-19. Simply put, the choices that we make now will affect our later. And we're jumping into a new series tonight called Now and Later. We're going to focus on the choices that we make now and the long-term effect that they have on our lives. For example, deciding when I go to sleep each night and waking up at a certain time will impact the rest of my day. The days when I would grind and get 6 or 7 hours of sleep, hopefully a nap, I remember those days. And I also remember the days of staying up late and sleeping in late, maybe past lunch. But honestly, my life was never in a healthy position, in a healthy spot with those sleeping patterns. It wasn't until I realized that we live in a sleep-deprived culture, meaning we don't get enough sleep, our bodies can't properly rest, that I began to change my sleeping patterns. Now I try to give myself 9 hours of sleep a night. That's not always realistic. It doesn't happen every night. Some days make that harder than others. And I'm sure once I become a parent, things will change again. But the priority of rest does not change. I'm trying to be wise about my sleeping patterns. And in the same way, the one thing I want you to walk away with tonight, our big idea for tonight, is that wisdom now can help you avoid mistakes later. Maybe you've thought about your own sleeping patterns or life patterns as I was speaking, and how they've impacted the rest of your choices. Sometimes it only takes a few minutes to feel the effects of a poor decision, like not getting enough sleep or oversleeping. Sometimes it takes a full day, or sometimes it may take years to feel the effects of a poor decision. Often we instantly know when we made an unwise choice. We can reflect. We can look back and understand what would have been a wiser choice. We've probably had routines and rhythms before COVID-19. And if you're like me, it's been a struggle to build new rhythms, to get into new patterns. Some days feel more successful than others, but many days feel like a blur, like few things are really getting done, like I'm not being productive. And then that doesn't even account for the shame or guilt I begin to feel for not being productive enough. Or maybe there's some of us that are enjoying this time of laziness, laid back, that we don't want to be on a schedule. We don't want a pattern in our life. We like the late nights. We like sleeping in late. We don't mind missing breakfast or lunch because we'll snack all day. We can find ourselves making decisions that aren't necessarily wrong, but they may not be right either. And as students, it might be easy to put off our schoolwork because we have plenty of time, and then we get stressed when it's due. Perhaps we're asked to take on more responsibility at home with our parents or our guardians while they're working. Really, we're forcing ourselves to examine the choices that we make, especially during quarantine when we have so much more free time than normal. How do we make decisions that give us the best outcomes later? How do we make wise choices now and for later? We have to ask these kind of questions and see where they lead us. And the Bible would use one word to describe what we're talking about. And that word is wisdom. There are many ways that we could look at wisdom, but I feel a simple definition of wisdom is this. Wisdom is preparing ahead for unknown situations. And that may not be a flawless definition, but let's use that definition of wisdom and apply it to our choices now and the effects that we feel later. We're going to be looking at the book of Proverbs, and if you aren't familiar with Proverbs, it's a book about wisdom in the Bible. It's written by a guy named Solomon, who was king of Israel in the Old Testament, and he was incredibly wise. And he wrote down many insightful things for people of his time, and then for people later, such as us. Proverbs 3, 5, and 6 will be our passage for today. You can go ahead and turn there. Open your Bibles. Google it real fast. It says this, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and do not lean on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make straight your paths." Here's the main takeaway from Solomon's words. God has our best intentions at heart, while we have shifting intentions. I'll say it one more time. God has our best intentions at heart, while we have shifting intentions. Pause with me. God is our creator, and thus he has our best intentions in mind. And this is one reason that we trust him. See, we don't trust someone who seeks to hurt us. We don't trust someone like that who has bad intentions for us. We trust someone who knows more than us and wants to lead us down a path of righteousness. In my experience of leaning on myself and my own understanding, believing I know best, without consulting God or consulting godly influences in my life, I'm prone to making bad decisions. I'll probably make unwise choices. God will prepare us for what is ahead that we can't see, that we just don't see. Because his understanding is far greater than you and I and our small insight in 2020. God can see behind 2020, and he can see far beyond. It's no shock to him that we're streaming on YouTube because of a stay-at-home order. To boil it all down, wisdom now can help us avoid mistakes later. And trusting God may be routine and easy for some of us, while others of us seriously doubt. We seriously struggle. I want to be clear that we all struggle at some point. You're not alone. Yet, we can have fewer struggles. We can have an easier time trusting God by simply practicing it out. Lean on God rather than yourself. And I realize that is much easier said than done. Frankly, that is the great battle of our lives. To stop trusting ourselves, to rely on God instead of ourselves. And that's something that even I am still working on. At this point, it would be reasonable to ask, okay, how can I make the most of my now to set up my later? I believe there are a few things that we can do. I have a few ideas for you and I to try during this quarantine season. First, trust God's intentions for you. It's super easy to trust ourselves, and a lot harder to trust God. But God has beautiful plans for each of us, for you and I. But until we submit and trust, we just slow down the process. Trust God's intentions for you. Secondly, prepare for your future. And I know that sounds broad. That is big. What I mean is examine your life now. Are you preparing for life after the quarantine? If you're in middle school, how are you preparing for high school, life after? If you're in high school, how are you preparing for life after high school? When you turn 18, you're a legal adult. I'm challenging you to ask yourself, in what ways are you preparing for your future? And third, something I'm incredibly passionate about, build a schedule. This can be in as depth as you need it to be. For me, I like hour by hour breakdowns of what I should be doing. Scheduling out my time, committing to what I'm going to do. It's not flawless, but it helps me immensely. Not all of us are quite like that, but I find the more structure that I give myself, the more freedom I experience in following Jesus. I'll say it again. The more structure I give myself, the more freedom I find in following Jesus. If we give preparing now the seriousness it deserves, it will drastically impact our later, our future. Following Jesus is the most important thing in my life. And if my daily habits don't reflect that, then I'm not doing as good as I could in following Jesus. When I give myself a daily schedule or daily habits, my day is centered on Jesus. A schedule can drastically impact our ability to follow Jesus during this quarantine. In preparing for our later and trusting God's intentions for our lives, we will see the world differently. We don't see a stay-at-home order as limiting what God can do, but a new way to adapt and to grow. We can find peace when the world around us falls into chaos. Prayer becomes second nature, rather than reaching for the remote or a new snack. When following Jesus is our biggest priority in life, it changes how we live. So in your Zoom groups you're going to after this, I encourage you to think deeply about the questions, to reflect, to answer honestly. And I leave you with this. Wisdom now will help us avoid mistakes later.
Hey, thanks, Scott. I appreciate those words. Also, just wanted to mention, because some of you were wondering, sometimes there are portions of the show that maybe we have to pre-record, but the show is still live, obviously, because I know that you said that something looked fishy, but also because Grace won the prize for tonight. Yes, I'm super excited, Grace. You were the one that commented, and I am super excited that you were paying attention. It will teach us all to pay attention more, maybe. I actually won a prize like that, like half off of camp, because I literally was like writing down notes as a middle schooler in a message once. That was for free. So we have here is, I mentioned we have some new prizes. There's some typical candy. I'm dropping off prizes now because it's more fun to drop stuff on your doorstep. I'm not using Amazon anymore. Bill Basher will be thankful for that too. But I've got some fun things. I've got a puzzle on here, a dice game that I picked up, a local gift card, which I haven't picked up yet, but like I'll talk to you and hey, what do you want? But a local place, let's support local businesses. You can pick. There's also a few cool things. I got this awesome, 6-foot dragon kite. This thing looks super cool. I always wanted to fly a kite. I had this lame one when I was a kid. It didn't work very well. I also was a human kite once. Another story for another time. Also, I picked up some Legos. Lego. If you are watching Lego Masters on wherever it is, I can't remember where it's on. Super cool show. And it inspired me to buy some Legos. Doesn't matter if you're a senior or in 6th grade. Legos are timeless. So maybe you could win those. Grace, so you will be the first to dig into our new prize box. So here it is. It's going to stop randomly. Stop! Candy! I will be bringing you some candy, maybe some snacks too, to your house sometime. I'll let you know. It'll be sometime soon. But super exciting. Stay tuned next week for some more prizes. Actually, you got the giveaway prize secret. I guess maybe it's a secret. Not really, because everyone got it. In the mail, if we have your address, we sent out a card. Ask your parents, like, hey, can we go check the mailbox? There's something for you in the mail, and with instructions on how to get next week's prize. and we will randomly draw from somebody. Look in the mail. If you didn't get something to the mail, let me know. Because I'd love to send it to you. Cool beans. That's all for our show. We're going to jump into our Zoom calls, but a few announcements for you. On Friday, we always have, well, last week we didn't because of Easter, but we have our Friday hangout, 2 o'clock for high school, 3 o'clock for middle school. We hang out, play some games, just some social time to connect with each other because that's fun. This Saturday night, we're doing something kind of spontaneous that we decided this week, and I'm really excited about it. Ooh, I can pull up actually a picture of it right there. We're going to do a family campfire worship night. So we were like, what if we invited the entire church to a campfire? How fun would that be? Socially distanced, what we're going to do is Alan's going to be streaming in some worship, and you are all encouraged at your own place to make a little bonfire, roast some s'mores, or if you can't do a fire, like make a pillow fort in your house, or turn on like the Netflix like fireplace or something like that. Hang out with your family, and it'll just be a cool time of like chilling virtually with everyone from our church, but also like a little bit of worship, which will be super cool for us to engage with. Like, I love summertime, just sitting around a fire with a guitar and some friends and just singing praises to God. It's a super cool thing. So what a unique way for us to do that. So I invite you to that. It's an all church event. There's some suggestions for families of like, hey, here's some things you can do. But if you're a high schooler, and you can do this on your own and enter in on your own, I'm sure, and it'll be fantastic for you. Makes sense? Cool beans. I'd love to see you all there. I'm about to open up the Zoom call. A few reminders. Remember that when you jump in, you'll be muted. Please stay muted. It takes a while for us all to get organized. And also, if you could change your name when you jump in to your real name, that would be really helpful, because you'll be like if you don't, you'll be just the last one to get into a group, and it'll take like 10 minutes. Sorry. Make sense? Cool. I am opening them up now. The Zoom link is in the description of this video. I will see you all there. Have a great night. Peace out.